All right, this is Ed Carbajal speaking with Aaron Jeffery, who's making his Bellator debut in a little under 2 weeks, June 24th at Bellator 282. Um, this is for the Coast to Coast Combat Hour, brought to you by All Access MMA. Aaron, man, I mean, I just following your journey, and we're about to get right there with your Bellator debut. I mean, how does it feel? Is there like a sense of accomplishment along with jitters for new challenges? Like where are you at right now?
Um, it's hard to say, man. People keep asking me this, and I think as fighters, we don't like stop to appreciate what's happening, you know. So I don't know. I kind of been just grinding and treating it as any other fight. Um, Maybe when I got the contract, it was a bit more of the accomplishment then, but like right now, there's no time to like sit and think about it. Like I just gotta get to work and do what I got to do, you know.
Yeah. Speaking of getting to work, I mean, the last time I talked to you, you told me about the ups and downs of traveling between going to Canada, getting to your fights for your CFFC contender series, all that stuff. I hope it's easier for you to actually get to work now than it was compared to back then, right?
For sure, man. Yeah, things have eased up for sure. Um, yeah, no issues really anymore getting anywhere.
And it looks like I know you had issues with training with stuff had places closed due to COVID, and you had to switch. And now I see you put up a lot of stuff. You're training. You did some training at Sanford. So like, is that the basis of where you do the camp for this fight, or how are you
Um,
staying ready?
I was probably like half and half between
Mm,
there and home. So I went down there right after my last fight, which was the end of January. So I was at Sanford for the month of February. Then I was home for a month.
mhm.
And then I went back down there again for another month. And now I've been home again for about a month again. So pretty much split it half and half.
What's the feedback you've been getting with us? Look, as we near Bellator 282, I almost thought you were going to cut your hair or do something different, but it looks like you're keeping everything. You're bringing all that energy to Connecticut.
Yeah, for sure. I can't cut the hair now, man. It'd be career suicide to cut it now.
um, yeah, you're facing Fabio Aguilar.
Yep.
I mean, he looks. I know you guys are both fighting at middleweight, but he looks like a pretty beefy middleweight based on what I've seen of him.
Hmm.
And he's got some. He's already fought a Bellator a couple times before. So, I mean, what's your like? I mean, I'm not going to ask you your game plan, but I mean, what's your take on fighting Aguilar?
Yeah, he's good for sure. Big, strong dude. Very solid record. Like he's 18-2. It's pretty crazy. I think a lot of his fights have been in Brazil. Like some of the fights don't even show like how he won or anything. Like probably
Hmm.
some kind of old school promotions down there. Yeah, he's already had a couple fights in Bellator. He's good, man. He's pretty solid. He's well rounded. I actually think he fights a little bit like me from what I've seen. He kind of like pressures forward, grinds guys on
Hmm.
the fence, looks to wrestle a bit. I think I can just do it a little bit better than him.
Mm. Has it been? Is it hard to find footage on him? I haven't really looked. I mean, I've seen enough of your fights, and I know, like you mentioned, the grinding style. Is there anything? I mean, again, not to give away your game plan, but is there anything that he does that surprises you?
Not really, man. Again, he's pretty good everywhere. He's kind of looks like a meat and potatoes kind of guy. He doesn't
Mm.
like do anything super fancy, nothing tricky or anything from what I've seen. Just kind of a hard nosed guy. He's gonna pressure forward and kind of make it a scrap.
And is it going to be folks from Sanford cornering you for this, or are you going to mix it up, or
No,
folks from
it's my
home?
coach is from back home. So I came back home for this last month to kind of put the finishing touches on camp with my coaches here and kind of just yeah clean things up, and they're the ones who will be in my corner.
It looks hot. I mean, they're in Florida. It's a. I feel. Do you find yourself losing a lot more water weight when you're training down there? Like, are you lighter down there?
Yes, the first time I went down because that was in February and it was still like freezing cold in Canada. But we're hitting our summertime, so now it's warm here too. Like
Mm.
we're I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit, but we're getting close to like 30 Celsius and it's super humid and the gym's like warm and sticky. So it's probably just about the same here as it is down in Florida right now.
The main event of the card that you're on, it's the middleweight title,
Yep.
obviously, and it seems like the Bellator matchmakers know what they're doing by bringing you in. Being that in the region, you have a fan base in the Northeast because of your time with CFFC and winning the title there. I'm wondering, do you think in their minds, I mean, has it probably does? I mean, obviously you're worried about the man you're fighting, but do you think they're just trying to lay the seeds of new challengers for the division?
Maybe, man. I hope so. Like, we'll see what happens after this. But yeah, I think from the sounds of it, they kind of want to start giving me some tough fights pretty soon.
Mm. I mean, your fights on the when I first looked at the card, they didn't have many fights announced, but yours was one of the first ones they announced, and now they added a lot more. A lot of folks are going to get to see you too, especially if they haven't watched your previous fights. I mean, it's going to air on the prelims. I think you're still on the prelims, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but those are air on YouTube, which I know a lot of Bellator fans have easier access watching because then the main card broadcast on the Showtime. So, I mean, I know you're used to it and you already have a pretty big following, but is there any like stage fright being that it's a new platform?
Not really, man. Like the weeks out from the fight, you think about it a bit more. But I mean, once you're in the back and you're warming up and making the walk, like it just feels like a fight. Like I've done Contender Series twice.
Yeah.
I kind of bounced around to a bunch of different shows, right? So I'm used to like being on a new stage. Obviously, this is bigger, but no, I think once you're there, it's all kind of the same.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you want to give away any surprises, especially with the new gym that you. But I mean, is there anything as far as like what folks are used to seeing? I mean, is it going to be you grinding out your opponent again, or more butt drags, less butt drags? Like what should we expect to see on June 24th?
I don't know, man. Like it's a fight; anything can happen, right? I just I want to get my hand raised. I've been working my ass off. This is the best I've ever felt. I know it's like a very stereotypical thing for fighters to say, like this is the best I've ever felt, but I really think it is. Usually at this point in camp, I'm feeling like burnt out and drained, and I feel sharp physically and mentally. So I'm very excited for this.
Well, I mean, it's a well earned like where you're at in your career. I mean, only 29 years old. There's just so much time ahead of you for you to do so much, and I'm looking for you to. I'm hoping for you to make waves over there in Bellator, man. Because I mean, after talking to you before and after, during everything, this is it's probably the fight I'm looking most forward to outside of the main event is your fight because it's your debut there.
I
It
appreciate
just
that, man.
yeah, it's really good to see, and I can actually the energy I'm getting from you now, just talking to you, it's just different than because you could tell you were really I mention your name often, especially on the podcast this podcast, and when I talk to other media members, you're the guy that comes up when I talk about fighters that have their eye on the prize and are looking to do something, and it's just great to watch your journey, and I'm looking forward to your debut over there.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
So anyway, I'll let you get back to it. I'm waiting on Bellator to let me know if I'm getting credentialed for that event, so I might see you there either way. But again, thank you for the time. I don't know if
you're from that area?
I'm in New Jersey, yeah.
So you're gonna drive down then? Is that what you'd be doing? Or
I usually take I drove my first time when I went there to cover an event, and I actually got there late, so I take the train now.
Okay.
Because I can work on the train and get my write-ups and stuff done, and then
yeah.
Yeah,
Are you going to be there either way then? If you're credentialed or not, are you coming to the event?
I think yeah, for sure. I mean,
Okay.
I've never been there in June. I've always gone like in the fall and the spring. And then I guess with Bellator, the way they since COVID changed up everybody's schedule, they've been there a couple times in last June, and this is their first time there this year. So it'll be my first time back on the ground.
Nice. Well, yeah, hit me up if you're there, man. We'll meet up and we'll chat.
Oh, for sure, man. I think they're going to do a media day or something. I don't know how they handle it now, but I think, like you said, things are looser. Which is one of the reasons I'm able to get there. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. It's going to be the energy coming off of you is good, and I think it's going to be a great fight.
Thanks, man. Me too.
All right, cool. Well, thanks again. Did you want to plug any of your sponsors and stuff before we close out the interview?
Everyone just check me out everywhere on social media at AAJMMA.
All right, cool. All right, Aaron Jeffery, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks, man.